And you just drove in from daycare, from
Yes.
home, all of the above.
Yeah,
So what was that like?
I was surprised, first of all, to see daycare open. They work really hard to get those cleared.
Right.
But in Kent County, I think the drive-in wasn't terrible. It was very icy and it was very snowy.
Yeah.
But at the time, it wasn't coming down. It was manageable if you went slow and took your time. But then getting back onto 96, I only had to go about 5 miles. But
Okay.
it got really, really hard to see at one point. It was
Yeah.
just one of those, and I know Blake's been talking about this, those really fast moments where you just can't see very much. And I know that's probably one of the biggest concerns, but also it's just kind of a lot of other places too.
Yeah.
We're keeping an eye on, I know you're talking about Big Rapids and kind of the Muskegon area.
It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. So it's definitely rough in Kent County, but if you take your time, it was certainly manageable until certain points when you couldn't see.
Yeah, well, you were mentioning the visibility, right? Because
Yeah.
in one area, I mean, we've been seeing tower cameras all morning where, one area, for example, Muskegon was clear at one point this morning.
Yeah.
And then you look in Grand Haven, which is probably, 30, 40 miles south of that, and it is just completely whiteout conditions. So
Yeah.
I think that's like the issue, like what you were mentioning, is the visibility is just kind of that up in the air factor here.
The wind is just blowing really fast too over some of those kind of flat areas. I slowed way down, especially even on those side streets that the wind was just, you could see it blowing the snow.
That's going to be
very
the
fast.
issue today, is that you're going to be heading out, especially if you're away from the lakeshore, such as Grand Rapids, and you're going to say, oh, I see pavement. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Well,
you're not wrong in some sense, but then all it takes is, like you said, Elena, you get one of those bands that come in, visibility drops to near zero, things start to ice up real quick again, and that's how we get accidents, and that's how issues occur on the roadways.